10 more minutes to wait for our colleagues who are yet to log in. I salute you, Olulana, Agera Benedicta, Tom Blue. Thank you for making it promptly to this class. Class of topic 7, dealing on the methods of data collection in research methodology. You know, it's one in the series of topics we have dealt with before now under CSS753. You know, which you know that it is compulsory for us to pass this course, and it is a big, major requirement for our graduation. Yes, you stand a greater chance doing well in your research method as well as when you will engage it. One thing is to do research theoretically, and the other is to do it practically. We are doing it here both theoretically and practically. My expectation is that this is not a class that anyone will want to joke with, but take it serious. So I welcome you all for making it to this class, including those who want me to see their faces and those who do not want me to see their faces. It would have been wonderful that we are seeing our faces and we see how we are laughing or how we are frowning it, you know, in the course of this wonderful, thought-provoking engagement. Our class is going to be in two forms, two phases. The first one is the lecture itself, and the second one is the class discussion. I welcome you, Daniel Busari. Daniel Busari, you are highly welcome. You are trying to connect. Yes, Ms. Olusola, you are also highly welcome. I appreciate your coming and joining us at this point. Yes, that is Anno Gochuku, a very fervent scholar. She had never missed any of the classes. So I'm glad to have these wonderful gentlemen and ladies in today's class, which promises to be very, very thought-provoking and very interesting. Let us still wait for our colleagues for the next 7 minutes. We are now 4:03. 7 more minutes, then we swing into the class proper for the lecture segment, after which we will relapse to the classroom discussion. Thank you all for making it. Once it's 4:10, 10 minutes past 4, we shall resume and we shall start the class. Yes, Jugu Beatrus, you're welcome to this class. Jugu Beatrus, you're welcome, highly welcome to this class. You're welcome. While we await the next 6 minutes to start, if there be anything about the last lecture we've had that you want some clarification on, please do good by raising your hands up and then bringing it to our notice for us to engage it before the time the lecture will start, while we await our colleagues to sign on. Yeah. Is there someone else have entered? Yeah, that is Fatoki. Mr. Fatoki, you're welcome. Ms. Olusola, you're welcome. Olulana, you're welcome. Tom Blues, you're welcome. And Ogochuku, you're welcome to the class. While we wait for our colleagues to come on, Daniel Busari, you're also welcome. Mr. Daniel Busari, you're welcome. You are very much welcome to the class. If there's any issue you want us to treat before the main class starts, please go on. That's FA trying to connect, you know, raise any point you want us to talk about. So we go straight into it. FA, you are welcome, highly welcome. Thank you for making it to the class. This is 5 minutes past 4. By 10 minutes past 4, we will swing the class door open and the lecture will start in earnest. Yeah. Yeah. Someone else is trying to connect, and I'm glad we are going to have a fuller house today for this class, all important class. We are actually going to have a fuller house today. And I want to believe that that will make our discussion robust than ever. We have PS. Please, what is PS? I don't understand what PS is. Is that a name or what? Aderemi Oladele, you're welcome. Daniel Busari, you're welcome. PS, you're welcome, except that I don't know what PS stands for. FA, you are also welcome. You are very, very much welcome. Seun Ladokun, you're welcome. You're very, very much welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start now. And we start by me seeking your permission to share my screen. Am I permitted? Am I
Yes,
permitted?
sir, you are.
Yes, sir.
Good.
You're permitted, sir.
Good. So I share my screen. Yeah, like earlier noted in the opening preamble, the course topic is topic 7, and the code for this course is CSS753. Of course, you know it's compulsory, and it is one of the foundational courses in Criminology and Security Studies department. So without much ado, we go into the lecture proper. Not without mentioning the intended learning outcomes. It is expected that at the end of this class, students should be able to understand, explain what data collection means, methods of data collection, stages of data collection, logistics that data collection process, ensuring quality of data, types of data collection methods, and handling of data collected. These are expectations that you must ensure that you do not allow pass you over or pass you by. So as we go into the discussion today, we are starting with data collection. 2 types of data collection are involved in research method. First is the primary data collection. Secondly is the secondary data collection. By primary data collection, we mean the first-hand information that you got from the field. In other words, it can be termed the raw data. It can also be termed the reality on ground. Yes, other researchers may have done their research and ended up in several conclusions and findings. And those conclusions and findings are the ones that fall under secondary data. Whenever you are reading other people's work in order to have, an understanding of what you are doing in your research, you are reading you are seeking for secondary data. While primary data is a first-hand information, secondary data is a second-hand information. But a research has a way of bringing these two data together at the point of your discussion of major findings, presentation of data and the discussion of major findings. What data are you presenting? You are presenting primary data as collected from the field. You are presenting them in terms of what literature has said and what theory has said. Both theory and literature are all secondary data because they are not original to you, and it's not a first-hand information, rather a second-hand information from other researchers. I'm sure you have known what I mean when I say two types of data collection. So we move further to methods of data collection. Of course, two basic approaches to data collection survive. They include qualitative data collection approach, quantitative data collection approach. Let's take it one after another. Qualitative data instruments is what you use to collect qualitative data. And these instruments include interview. Interview is a qualitative data collection instrument. We have three forms of interview. We have in-depth interview used to collect data of things, issues that have remote, prevalence. As such, research has not dealt with such issues much as to have enough data in there. So because you need an in-depth investigation of what and why and how and where that issue that concerns that issue, then you need in-depth interview. It is different from the telephone interview where you are conducting it because of distance, because of time. Just like the key informant in interview. The key informant interview is dealing with interviewing those people who have professional or technical knowledge of that issue. It's not everybody that knows how to what should be put together to build a bridge, to build a flyover, to roof a house. So if your research issue borders on bridge building, on house roofing, then you are talking about key informant, those people who are professionals, technical expertise in the roofing of house or in the building of bridge. You cannot leave them and go to another person who doesn't have anything knowledge about this technical knowledge. That is key informant interview. The next, similar to interview, is what we call focus group discussion. The focus group discussion in this sense is one that exposes the researcher to minimum of 5 to 6 discussants who have prior knowledge of that issue under discussion. You assemble them, and you, the researcher, becomes the moderator and at the same time the questioner. You question, you throw up the question, and the question becomes issue of discussion, while you moderate the answers and the conversation so that it doesn't derail out of the research questions. So the next one is case study. Remember, all of these instruments are instruments under qualitative data collection approach. Case study is a one that takes issues concerning your issue of interest case by case. In the year 2015, the political party was like this. In the year 2016, it was like this. In the year 2017, it was like this. In the year 2018, it was case by case. After examining all these various cases, you make what we call inference. You draw knowledge from those cases, and they become what they call deductive knowledge or deductive extrapolation of knowledge. It becomes a raw data. Okay, the next one is archival study. You know, engaging the archive can be a raw data source, but because it is in custody of historical events, historical actions and inactions, historical processes. So by the time you read through, you draw your inference that if this happened in 1904, and this other one happened in 1705, and it has repeatedly reoccurred for so sequence, you can then infer that if sequentially per century, this happened for 5 centuries, it means that the 7th century, the same thing may likely happen. You see, the COVID-19 we are talking about now. We understand that in 1918, similar incident happened. They call it then bird flu. Okay, so that's the beauty of archival documentation. It helps the research to collect raw data through such simulation. So we go to the next one. The next one is methods of data collection. Continuing. Remember earlier we discussed the qualitative instrumental approach. Here is the second one, the quantitative instrumental approach to data collection. There is one important fundamental instrument that is mostly associated with quantitative research approach, and that is questionnaire. Under questionnaire, you have the structured questionnaire, the open-ended questionnaire, the close-ended questionnaire. For the structured questionnaire, you have options for your respondents to choose from. For the open-ended questionnaire, you have no option, but you have given your respondent the opportunity to empty his mind. The danger of using open-ended questionnaire is that a respondent who is expressive, who is an extrovertible personality, can talk from today till tomorrow. He has not finished talking. So it will take you time if you are not patient. So, and if you are not careful, you muddle things up, losing the whole essence that actually is relevant to your research objective or research question. So mail questionnaire. Mail questionnaire is another form of administering questionnaire. You administer this one through email. For instance, you attach your email your questionnaire as an attachment to email and send to your respondents to download, fill, and then scan, attach to their own email and send back to you. Whereas there is still another one that is post office questionnaire. That one you do the same, put it in an envelope, stamp it, post it in the post office. The respondents receive and then do same after working on it. There are other means that you can use to transmit your questionnaire to the respondent for due to who are not easily accessible for the sake of distance. So the next is the stages of data collection. The stages of data collection include 2 stages. The literature collection, that is review stage. At this stage, what you do is critical evaluation of other people's relevant research work, research conclusions, research findings. But remember, this literature review fall under secondary data, not primary data. As such, when you are making inference, you must be careful from copy and paste so you don't fall victim of plagiarism. Unlike in the raw data collection process, where you deploy research instruments to collect, here all you need is to be sure that you don't give room to extraneous variables that has nothing to do with your research. So we go to the next stage, which is testing your assimilation capacity. We have so far discussed a lot, and I want to test to know who is following this class and who is just watching me as television. So I need an answer to this question. Mention 2 types of data collection process. Please raise up your hands and then make an attempt. Daniel Busari, want to make an attempt? Yes, Daniel, unmute yourself, talk to me.
All right, sir. The 2 types of data collection process. We have the primary data collection, which is first-hand, the data that you get first-hand. While yes, we also have the secondary data collection, which is the one you get from, literatures. Well, let me just say second-hand.
You are a darling, my dear, you are a darling. I have to give it to you with a clap offering.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Yes, Daniel,
Yes,
you made me happy. So Anne Ogochukwu want to also contribute. Unmute yourself, Anne, and talk to us. Yes.
Okay.
We are talking about the two types
so
of
we
data
have
collection.
two types. Yes, sir. Yes. Or should I talk of something else? Okay. We have the primary data collection. Okay, we have the primary data collection and the secondary data collection. Now, under the primary data collection, we say that the primary data collection are the first-hand information one gets from the field. We can also look at them as raw data or the reality on ground.
That's good. I like that. That's my professor. Then you have done well. Thank you so very much. Thank you. This clap is for you. Then another person, yeah, you have done well. Let us give mangoes an opportunity to also explain to us. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne. Where is Mangoes? Mangoes just raised his hand up. Yes, where is Mangoes? Please talk to us. Mangoes, Dankat.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please talk to us.
Yeah, we're talking about the types of just like my other colleagues have said. We have the primary data and the secondary data. So the primary data are the ones we get from the raw fact, the way they are from the field. While the secondary data are the ones we will get from maybe registers or literature reviews, reading from the work of others.
Wonderful. 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 Thank you so very much. This has shown to me that you guys are following me, and that's highly impressive. Thank you so very much. So we move on further to the logistics in data collection process. Logistics in data collection is divided into human and material resource logistics. You know, under the human resource logistics, we have access to library attendants, research assistants, supervisor, okay, and the field respondents. You know, when if you are set out to collect data, the logistics you must put into consideration very vitally is human resource access. You know, when we were talking about the 5 factors that you must consider before even doing research at all, we talked about 5 factors as interest, costs, time, access. These access include human resource access and material resource access. And the 5th one is novel virgin ground. You know, so here it's still coming back for us to test our capacity to hold something forth in our brain. Human resources has come back again. It is evident here that if you don't know anybody in the library, that nobody, the library cannot be open to you. Can it be? Whether you like it or not, you cannot access any library that you have no good working relationship with the library attendant. Also, if you don't have a research assistant, obviously, if you stumble at somebody who is speaking a language that you don't understand, then your research flops there. Because if you are an Igbo person, for instance, an Igbo scholar, and you are researching in a rural village where the people you want that are your respondents are largely Yorubas or Hausas or Efik, whatever. How do you cope? You cannot cope because there is no transmission will not be possible. So at that point, you need a research assistant. And so also, while you are preparing your research instrument, your data collection instrument, there is need for an expert in the construction of such instrument to guide you in order to enable you avert asking questions that has no bearing to your research question. You must have a supervisor who will look at your questions and say, this question can address research question number 1, number 2, number 3, and all of that. So another thing you need is a field respondent. You need to have, hello, good evening. I'm in a class, please. I'm in a class, please. After 20 minutes, you call. So you need a field respondent who will be the person to give you the information, give you the data as raw as they are. So if you don't have good human relations among this array of people you will inevitably meet on your way to collecting primary data, you are in serious mess because nobody will give you access to anywhere, to anything. Then secondly is the material resource logistics. The material resource logistics is not only about the vehicle you will enter, the motor that will carry you to the research site, research venue, but also your capacity to access a library with a relevant literature, a library with a relevant case study. Do you have an archive within your reach that you can get archival materials from? Do you have analytical tools, whether soft or hard, that you will use to analyze your data when they are collected? These are issues of logistics. Do you have things like lights that you use to read in the dark? You have a tape recorder that you use to record your data in terms of interview? You have biro to give to your respondent who will fill your questionnaire for you? These are logistics issues, and they fall under material resource logistics. So we take it from here to the next level of ensuring quality of data so collected. The data collected must be qualitative. What I mean here is that it must not be a spurious data. You know, when data is spurious, it means it contains both the intervening variable, independent variable, dependent variable, extraneous variable. So everything is modeled up together. But if you want to make your data a quality data, you must ensure that only the variables that you need are allowed in your data. And so 3 forms of quality assurance processes are here to be discussed. 1, editing process. By the time you are editing the data collected, you are removing the spurious content, removing the extraneous variables, removing the intervening variables, leaving your variables independent and dependent as they should be. The next one is ethical consideration. Ethical consideration is one that ensures that the variable, the data you are collecting, you are not collecting data from a madman, an insane human being. You are not collecting data without somebody's consent. You are not collecting both Dick and Harry type of data. You are restricted to a well-coordinated data collection process that respects ethical consideration or that are ethically compliant. Another one is you have to ensure that your data collection process obeys the rule of reliability and validity tests. So if these tests are, if your research data collected do not comply to these various quality assurance processes, then I'm sorry, such data is not qualitative or is not a quality data. Take, for instance, to test ethical compliance. Did you seek the consent of your respondent, or you just stumbled on him or her and begin to ask questions? Oh, of course, data from such kind of arrangement cannot be a quality data, because you need the consent of the person who is going to give you a data to prepare himself or herself prior to your coming, so he can give you a nice data. Then another one is, did you obey confidentiality in the process of constructing in the process of consulting your respondent and your subject? Did you obey also the rule of neutrality in the course of determining who becomes your subject or your respondent? Did you obey the law of secularity? Research is supposed to be a secular exercise. It is not meant to respect any religion, any belief, or any sect. Is your research processes, is it doing harm to anybody, to the respondents, to the subject under study, or to yourself? Research must be one that the process does no harm to anybody. So from this point, we go on into another one, the types of data collection methods. We had discussed this earlier. And so we know that we have qualitative data methods, we have quantitative data methods. The next one is handling this data collected or processing it. How do you go about it? Analysis of primary data can either be through t-test, ANOVA, ATLAS-T, in vivo, SPSS, chi-square. Why t-test, ANOVA, and SPSS as well as chi-square are associated with quantitative data analysis? The ATLAS-T and in vivo are associated with qualitative data analysis. So with this, we come to an end to the lecture, but not without a conclusion. Thus, several methods are involved in the process of data collection, requirement of an empirical research, be it criminological research or social research, whether it's secondary or primary data collection that ensure best practice. It is at this point, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to thank you for the attention while the lecture lasts, believing that we have gained a lot. And so I'm inviting you into the class for the classroom discussion, where we shall be engaging our thoughts, the fallouts of this lecture, in form of questions, in form of contributions, in form of observations. The floor will be open just in a while as I seek your indulgence to allow me to take away my share screen so that the class will be open for our discussion. Shall I? So,
Please do.
okay, thank you. So.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you so much. So the class is open for a discussion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I need your hands up. I need you to unmute yourself and then ask your question, please. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your text messages. Thank you so very much. I am humbled. Thank you. So let us So we go into the class discussion. Please feel free to ask question, observation, contribution. Please, the floor is open for any of you. Raise up your hand and do what? Ask your question. Yes. Yes. Remember, we have barely 14 more minutes to call it a day for today's class. And I want to believe that you had all enjoyed the class. Yes, Daniel Busari, I can see your hands up. Please do well by unmuting yourself and give us the show, man. Call the shot here.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Busari.
Yes, sir. Sir, please permit me. My question is a little bit out of the discussion. It's in regards to the exams. Now, I just wanted to ask, is there are there particular area of concentration where we are to concentrate on for the exams?
As far as research method is concerned, at the level of PGD, which is your program, what we are discussing in this facilitation, you cannot escape any aspect of them, of the points. You cannot escape it. And remember, I set the question, and I do what? I mark the script. Should anybody mark outside my standard? Because I got my marking scheme. So should anybody mark outside the scheme, that person will become criminal.
Yes, sir.
Do we understand? So, and that is why I'm taking my time, precious time, to make sure that I deal with each of these points that I expect you to use and bamboozle me if possible in your answers. Because my A students are not people who just read, what is it called? Course outline. I mean, what do you call it? Your course material.
Course materials.
There are those people who see beyond their nose and read, beyond expectation in the course material.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Because we are expecting that in no time you are done with your PGD, and the next thing will be Masters in Criminology, and some of you will come for our PhD, which is already on ground.
Yes, sir.
So this is time to engage our thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much. Yes. So the next person's hand is Anne Ogochukwu. Unmute yourself and talk to us. Yeah, Anne Ogochukwu. Okay. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
So please, my question is about.
Yes, I'm listening.
What you said when we had the third class, you promised us that you will have a vision class with us.
Yes. God bless you. Can I address that?
All the topics.
Can I address that?
Okay, yes, sir. That's
Thank you. Today we are having the 7th topic. Tomorrow we are going to do the 8th topic, and that's the end of the facilitation as marked by the university. But from Wednesday up to Saturday, okay, we are going to be having classes on daily basis, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are going to use it to cover up all the topics we have dealt with. Remember, not many of you partook in the topic number 1 and 2 because of poor network. So I'm going to take topic 1 and topic 2, which are basically rudimental research. You know, I'm going to take that on Wednesday. Okay?
Okay.
We might even have 2 classes, one in the morning and one in the evening for that Wednesday, in order to cover up the lost ground of topic number 1 and topic number 2. But for tomorrow, Tuesday, we are going to finish up with the topic itself, the topic 8 that I still have at large. Is that okay, Anne?
Yes, thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you. So the next person is Scholar Mangus Dankat. The great scholar. How are you? So please unmute yourself and talk to me. After him will be Jugu Bitrus. Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much, sir, for today's well-packaged lecture that I am so glad to be part of it.
Thank you so much, Mogus.
I've been trying to attend the previous lecture, the network, we have been connected.
You are not alone in that. It's also happening to me sometimes.
Yes, sir. So I'm very glad that you said you are going to have a revision class for us to speak about. Really
sure, that will happen. All I'm praying for is that network should not hinder us, which I believe it will not. Thank you. Thank you so much. Any question for today's class? Any question for today's class? Okay. So I'm waiting for Jugu, Mr. Jugu Bitrus. Your hand is still up. Your question, please.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Thank you, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, what's your question?
Okay, this is my first class, and I think I've missed a lot with the way you brought out the lecture today is very, very, very friendly, and any other person can catch up. It shows how much I have missed. So I don't know whether there's a way I can get the resources that you've disposed all the while from the beginning of the class to date. Because of work schedules, it is difficult for people like us to catch up with your timing and all that. So if we can get such materials, maybe the classes or records, video recordings that we can go back and play down, we would appreciate.
Okay, no,
yes,
that's not a problem. Do you know the anyway? Just log on to YouTube National Open University Facilitation.
Okay.
Yeah, just search. You get my classes. All of them are uploaded in YouTube.
Wow.
Yes, they are online for you.
Okay, thank you, and God bless you, sir.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Beatrice. So who else? Abubakar, Mshela, are we on with you? You have a question for us?
Yeah, not really. I'm trying to take note of the site, the YouTube site, because I myself I have lost out most of your classes, but it's a pleasure. I think the class is very interesting.
Thank you so much, Bishala.
Thank you.
The YouTube is pasted actually in your website. If you go to facilitation website, you know, you will get it. Let me see what I can do here. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Hello, Mshala. Now go when you get to YouTube, just type under search engine, type NOUN facilitation 2021_1. That's all. Okay. You will. There are many of them. So you just search for what you want. You know. Yeah. So Anne is back again. Anne Ogochukwu, unmute yourself and then address the house.
Okay, sir. Thank you once again. Sir, please, I just want to get the YouTube handle, this thing you just gave out now. Please, can you take it again so I can write it down?
I said if you get to YouTube, go to the search engine of YouTube. Type in there NOUN facilitation 2021_1. You will get a whole lot of facilitation stuff there. Do you understand? Okay. So we are running short of time. Is there any more question that we need to address together? Yes, this is correct. Yes. Hello. Yes. Yes, I want to especially thank every one of you for making it to this class today. I want to say I am glad that none of these wonderful students and faces I'm seeing here will fall by the wayside during the forthcoming exam on CSS753. I want to believe that you will all come out in flying color. So far, you had followed up this facilitation program that your university in its benevolence has made possible for you. Thank you so very much. And for those of you who could not make it, you could just go to the YouTube and check out my web page there, and then you can download, you know, the lectures. Thank you so very much. I want to beg to say goodbye for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you too.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.